I'm here today with my husband, David. We're going to be discussing personality types. These are personality types that we learned years ago with Gary Smalley. And I was checking our library and found a video by John Trent called Christian Parenting, Parenting According to Your Strengths. And these two collaborated on many books together, and so it just makes sense that the two of them have done different videos and material for these four different personality types. And we're going to introduce them to you today. The first one is the lion. This is a take charge, assertive, energetic, argumentative personality that likes to engage people.
Okay, so then you have the otter, who is people-oriented, talkative, bonds to other people. Start new things, but doesn't always finish them. Likes new things, energetic, and enthusiastic.
Then you have the beaver. The beaver is organized, detailed, precise, and follows through.
Then you have the golden retriever, that is sensitive, caring, compassionate, doesn't like to say no, and is the glue for the family.
So now we're going to talk about conflict. And with conflict, we're going to be discussing it in marriage. I am the lion. And the problem with the lion in conflict is that the lion, if you're strong in the lion, you're very aggressive. And so for me, I will instigate usually the conflict and aggressively. And that doesn't jive well with everybody else in the house, especially my husband, who's been living with this lion for many, many years. And he has 3 different ways of dealing with my lion when I come at him.
Yeah, I'm going to point out. So we had these ones, and we had from before, and then couldn't find these 2, so we repurchased them. And the lion here, when she bought her lion, okay, none of the others talk, but the lion. So she'll come at me with her lion, and for me, I guess you would say the beaver in me will analyze what she has to say. You know, the golden retriever is sensitive towards her feelings. You know, I compassion, I care about it. But the beaver also, in the analyzing it, has to determine whether this is a worthwhile conflict or if this is just, not really there logically, you know. So that means that quite often the otter will come out, and I'll just try and lighten the mood and make jokes and, you know, have fun with it. You know, if it's something that's, you know, I'm not being mean to her about it. I'm just not allowing the take charge lion to establish a foothold. Okay, take into account too with, you know, birth order. Our marriage is ideal for me. It's a great environment because she's the firstborn and I'm the lastborn, the baby of 4. So, I mean, nothing more fun and entertaining for a lastborn than to, especially with, you know, a lot of otter in them, to just antagonize and have fun and, you know, frustrate that firstborn and their qualities, especially the lion, wanting to take charge and do things now. You know, I grew up in a Christian home where, you know, manhood and, you know, authentic manhood from a godly perspective was taught and encouraged and developed. So coming at me with, we have to do this right now, doesn't really mesh a lot of the times, especially if you know, the golden retriever in me, I don't feel that she's taken into account my needs, my feelings, what my desires are for the day or for that moment in time. I may have just woken up, haven't had done anything, I'm not fully awake yet, and she's just, let's take charge and, hey, we got to go to the store. Well, you know, can't do it right this moment.
There's always some urgency with the lion in my aggressiveness. And with the otter personality, it's whenever he feels like it is when it's going to get done. It's a constant conflict for us.
I have fun with it, though.
It keeps him on his toes because he can decide which personality type he wants to address the lion with.
Well, yeah, I have to. I mean, she goes over bounds on stuff and is starting to create a scene. Then the lion does come out in me, and it, she realizes. How did you put it?
His lion is usually the last resort to dealing with my lion, and usually it's go to your room. Is how we end the conversation because he's had enough, and that's kind of the warning that if I don't disengage now, I'll be sorry. It's not to scare me. It's not to frighten me. It's not to abuse me in any way. It is to just warn me, like a lion would in the in the jungle. They warn you, hey, I'm done. You're going to get hurt. It's something we've developed over the years. Yeah. I mean, this is a way of coping. This is not PC. We're not going to, probably, it's not to offend anybody, but this is how our marriage works. And he lets me know that his lion will outdo my lion. But that's my go-to, and he's learned to tame his lion, and apparently I need to learn to tame mine.
Balance.
In doing this study together, it's kind of brought to light some of my not so wonderful faults that need to be addressed and need to be worked through. We're all a work in progress. We all need to be, working towards changing and progressing, and this just kind of shed some light on me and some areas that I'm having problems with.
Well, and also in understanding the different personality traits, and it's neat. I mean, in preparing for this, we're going through our list of the different personalities and the different conflicts that they have, and that was over an hour. And during that time, the beaver in me is pointing out, well, okay, you don't have conflict. The whole column is not straight in line, and it's not that I'm anal. It's just, the foundation here to follow along with your eyes. It's not perfect for me, so then the otter kicks in, and I have to have fun with that now and harass her about it, which again, baby of the family, firstborn.
Yeah.
I'm antagonizing her in a fun-loving way, always in a fun-loving way. And it just, she was just laughing, nonstop throughout the entire thing. And it just, a big part of our relationship and why it works is because with her lion and being so serious all the time, there's a balance because we're opposites. Mm-hmm. So I lighten the mood up. I've always been able to make her laugh and keep her laughing.
One of the things that John Trent points out is God doesn't put you with somebody that matches you. If you notice, my two that I'm more geared towards are not the same as David's two that he's geared towards. I think God does that on purpose so that we make a good team as far as marriage and parenting go, because you have to have balance, not only as a person, but as a team. And I think when you get to know these personalities and how they all work together, I can tell when David's little otter wants to come out and play, and it's like, I don't want to play. I'm in lion mode right now. and
priceless.
It brings spontaneity and you just don't know what's going to happen.
I mean, this whole process here, she wants to be on course and serious and take charge, and so we're going to do it. And I, her lion is oppressing my beaver or my otter here because I mean, this is where I want to reach over and play with her earring and just be the little brother and have fun.
Yes.
And it's so much fun. But I mean, as far as opposites and parenting, we're well balanced.
Yeah.
In raising our kids, as a sense of balance and fairness to the kids. I mean, man, I can't imagine the life of a child growing up in a family where both the mom and the dad are lions.
Right.
That kid's got no life. It's just talking
now
about.
the lion's not all bad. Let's not.
No.
I don't. But when it comes to conflict, if you're a strong lion, you can tend to step on other people, and we'll go through that when we talk about the kids. But there's also conflict with being an otter.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, like her honey-do lists and that kind of stuff. Her planning on vacations. We go camping or whatever, and there's things that she wants to do. And okay, so we're driving to that location. We've already made camp and everything, and the next day we're gonna go check out a spot. Well, on the way, we'll drive by a forest road, and I want to go. Let's see what that road is, and which is a lot of fun. So we live in Oregon, Multnomah County area, so we'll go to Mount Hood National Forest, and you have the old Oregon Trail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you got Lola Pass and all that up there, and if you know about those roads, the suggestion is for four-wheel drive pickup trucks, SUVs, that kind of stuff, and I'll take my front-wheel drive Pontiac and let's go. Let's do it. We can do it. With God, all things are possible, right? Okay. And God's not going to give anything to me that I can't, handle. So I have taken her on some of the family, okay, on some drives in the car on these roads. Adventures. Oh, always an adventure. Where she is just climbing out of her skin. We're not going to make that. The boulders are too big. And I just maneuver the car and, hey, never centered the car, never damaged the car, scraped the,
Oh, yeah.
Scraped the bottom of the car a couple of times, Yeah. Never had to turn around and go back. Always made it, and it's a lot of fun. But, that's that, risk taker part of me. That's,
That's the otter. The otter's spontaneous and likes to just kind of go by whatever. And it rubs me the wrong way because as a beaver, I like to plan. I like to have a schedule, some type of order. And he likes chaos as the otter.
Creating order within chaos.
So, yeah, it makes for fun. When we were dating, it made for an interesting, fun time. But now that I'm a mom and a wife, it's not ideal anymore. And the honey-do list, I mean, it's just part of my planning of things that I want to get accomplished. And unfortunately, this combination doesn't go well with him. When I want my honey-do list done, this likes to rise up and get aggressive. And for him, it's all about approach. If I come up aggressive,
then, she hurts my feelings on it because I don't feel like I'm being respected. I'm being ordered around, demanded
yes.
of me. And that's not in line with a strong Christian marriage and authentic manhood. And I'm not there to be pushed around. I do everything I can to meet her needs, absolutely. But approach is very important. It's no different than your approach with, scriptures or with God.
Mm-hmm.
You don't make demands. You make requests and respectfully. And since part of my role as a husband and a father and a Christian man is to emulate Jesus, emulate God, on this earth, then there's a process that is supposed to be followed and adhered to. And when you step on that and disrespect that, then that honey-do list kind of gets pushed to the wayside.